The leading organizations have cracked the code. They've discovered three things. Integrating IT with core business functions is no longer optional. It is imperative. Second, leveraging new technologies and agile methods can boost both efficiency and innovation. And lastly, traditional transactional partnership models are becoming obsolete in the face of new operational and technological realities. In the Built on Trust series, we dive deep into strategic partnerships and their significance as a cornerstone for an organization's future and their key factors that bring competitive advantage. I am Arto Kuusinen, and in this episode, we talk about how investments in technology, especially data, artificial intelligence, and cloud, can significantly improve productivity and efficiency, and how to ensure that these investments are transformed into desired results and business outcomes. With me discussing this topic today is Yilmaz Karayilan, Head of Enterprise and Service Cloud at Nokia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move forward now. A little bit about the theme. So, during the recent years, Nokia has concentrated on dominating the world as a supplier of world-class networks and discovering new opportunities with the cloud. Of course, under your leadership when it comes to the cloud environments. What are the current priorities and focus areas for Nokia from your perspective? And what is the role of a partner ecosystem for Nokia?
First of all, Arto, thanks for invitation, and it's a pleasure to be here. And if you look at how the world is evolving, and if you want to stay there, and if you want to, invest in the future, you need to currently invest in the AI, cloud, and data. And my role is in Nokia, providing the platform where you can do this job. And I'm delivering the Nokia multi-cloud platform, and there I have my private cloud, what we have been building and making the one of the world's largest open source based cloud, integrating it to public cloud providers like Amazon, Azure, Google, so that our engineering teams, business solution teams can pull their data in there, do their AI, and they don't need to worry about the cloud platform.
Tell me a little bit about the scale that we're talking about here, because there are organizations talking about cloud and data and AI, but in terms of putting this into perspective, so what kind of scale are we talking about when we're looking into the Nokia environment?
I mean, it's close to 900,000 virtual core, AQ, something like 15,000 server worldwide, something like 80 petabyte storage, something like 200 GPU servers, and altogether, it makes the cloud infrastructure. And of course, in the name of the one-stop shop, we have a storage, Kubernetes, all built in the as a one, provided as a service. That, as I mentioned, that the business doesn't need to care about the platform. They can focus on their core business and what they need to do for.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is only our private, of course. As I mentioned, that we are leveraging greatest cloud platforms, Amazon, Azure, Google, to ensure that, knowing that one size doesn't fit all, that when the business wants to go there, here, and we ensure that they can get there and as smooth as possible.
What would be a good examples, kind of a similar size of scale as a different types of organizations that you could compare what the Nokia scale would be?
NASA, CERN, Rockspace, that size of.
So going back to partnerships and the ecosystem, so obviously when you look at that size of complexity, no one can do it alone. Yeah. That's pretty clear.
And it was never alone.
Yeah. Yeah. How would you describe? I mean, we talk about partnerships. We talk about partnerships with capital P, strategic partnerships, all kinds of things. There's a lot of buzzwords around it. But in essence, how would you define what is really valuable in terms of a partnership, regardless what word we use?
Yeah, I mean, in Nokia we call strategic partnership as a power of N. So we are strategic partnership for many, and many is strategic partnership for us.
Yeah.
And everybody understand that we don't need to do everything. For that purpose, there are organizations focusing in the summary of the technology and as their core business. And where we have a dependency for, in vice versa, we have the technologies where they have a dependence on. So putting those together and then improving the go-to-market, improving the cost, improving the availability, all these kind of things that makes that strategic partnership is power of N.
Right.
Yeah, and then this has been noticed by us years ago. That is, everybody talks about partner, supplier, this and so, and we are proud. I can say that we step in the strategic partnership with many years ago, knowing that what is coming ahead, and we need to be there and ready for that.
Right. Looking at Nokia and obviously being a little bit ahead of the curve from a technology development and innovation perspective. Of course, there are different types of roles in the different partnerships, but how do you combine, if you look at looking from an effectiveness perspective, of course, the cost needs to be kind of on a downward trend, but at the same time, how do you promote innovation? Because innovation, by definition, is promoting failure, because without failure, there's no innovation. And it's a bit of a two-edged sword in the sense that in a partnership mode, how do you motivate innovation at the same time that the costs are not going through the roof?
Yeah, if you think about strategic partnership, as I stated that in the strategic partnership we get the know-how, skills, products, solutions, whatever we can call it, resources, from outside, isn't that so? And for being capable to integrate our common strategy, and first of all, we need to ensure that the physiological safety in this environment. Yeah. That's starting point, so that there is no hidden agenda. People are there to talk, there to challenge based on the fact, and so that innovation can take place. Otherwise, we just talk about the innovation, and I believe we are very good on that also. And first of all, for example, we never call that internal external. It's a team member. Yeah, of course they have a badge, and then of course we know that in reality there are things that we cannot talk, we cannot do, and they have also.
Right.
But for our common strategy, the books are open, and there, for my area, I can tell that I listen acutely. My strategic supplier, partner, whatever we call them, and also we call the internals. And they have the same voting rights. And that enables the innovations where we maybe 5 times fail, but quickly fail, and then lessons learned, and then continue with the success. So far it's working.
I think you hit one of the very key things here in partnerships, one team. Because that also drives one common objective. And I think as a foundation for starting to create trust that actually sits at the bottom of everything, when you have a common objective, one team, it's a two-way communication. It is partnership is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. Then you really start to be, using some of the cliches, being in the same boat. But the common objective is one of the cornerstones as well to create it. So as you mentioned, you've been doing that for a long time. How do you see moving forward? Of course, the things will evolve. We just experienced COVID, and working remotely, and of course it's a global environment with all the different cultures that you can imagine from the planet. So when you really work closely in a partnership mode, how have you managed to combine the kind of the on-site remote working, automation, that whole complexity as a team?
You mentioned one word, trust. Strategic partnership cannot be there without trust. And we need to trust ourselves to trust the others. You know, and then if you don't trust, it means that, you know, you have something with you yourself wrong, that you are not there to trust.
Yeah.
And then, you know, for us in technology field, we don't have a customer service. We don't need to talk face to face. You know, I have 12, 15 meetings in a day. When I see the people maybe 5, 6 years later after having 100 meetings with them. Yeah. So I mean, I guess that era is over. You know, and we need to trust that wherever people located, you know, if you can build this safe environment and give them opportunity to grow, and their voice is heard, I mean, it doesn't matter where they are, literally. I mean, and most of the time, they are doing more than what they meant to be doing, because they know that they are accountable, they are committed, and they have given that mandate to do this.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I don't think this is nowadays is the problem, being here and there in a short. But the trust, everything starts with the trust. We plan something together. I am not a technical guy anymore. I know techniques, this and that. I can speak about any technology, but give me a couple of lines code, I am gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's why, you know, the first click, I call it, that, you know, we put the roadmap together, where we want to go together. In high level, you know, a little bit brainstorm on that. But then give the subject matter experts to bring it the second click, third click, telling that I need this, that, this. If you want to go there, you need to both commit. And then, you know, really then you decide that, does it make sense to do this? I mean, because even it can be right time for me, maybe not for you. You know, you cannot commit as I can commit. Yeah. And then it's better to step out that time telling that, you know, hey, we can be strategic partner, but for not this case, that specific case, that we don't need to waste our times, you know. And it is happening. I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
We don't have a time to have a hidden agendas. You know, it's going to hit everyone. Yeah. Your fail is my fail. Nobody will tell that, oh, your strategic partner is failed, because they will tell you failed. Isn't that so? Yeah. So that's why, you know, no hidden agenda. And then give this a safety environment. People are wise to execute that. This is the human business.
I agree 100%. Any examples you could elaborate on some of the, you don't need to go into specifics, but, you know, some of the things where you have faced a challenging situation at Nokia, and an example, you know, how have you recovered from that with someone?
I mean, I have a millions of examples.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is,
let's
I have been in
one.
Nokia 20 plus years, you know, and then thanks to Nokia, that, you know, every day is new challenges. You know, I don't need to think about what to do next, you know, so it is there. And because of the technology field, you know, whatever we do today, tomorrow maybe not correct, you know, that's, you know, so, I mean, I'm trying to be, you know, to find the one that, you know, as I mentioned, is not that, you know, for me, most important, fail fast.
Yeah.
And admit that you fail fast. I mean, you failed, and this is okay. Nobody's perfect. You know, and I mean, we do 10 decisions. For me, if 7 is the correct, we are super people. Yeah, you know, I mean, so, and let's, you know, be honest, you know, and hoping that the remaining 3 doesn't impact anyone very badly, you know, gives the bad feelings. But yeah, I mean, failing is normal procedure, and you know, what I'm expecting, and brutally, honestly talking to the partners, that is, you know, especially the strategy partners that in similar level, that tell me that you can't, you know, tell me that, you know, there's a reason behind, and this is the reason, and maybe we can figure out together. Yeah. But if you don't tell me that one, and then you suddenly bring on my table that when we need to go live, but 3 months delay, then I have a problem. Yeah. And then you have a problem. It's better we talk, better we try to brainstorm. This is the strategic partnership. I mean, there will be always problems. Yeah, and we need to figure out something, you know, call it workaround, call it permanent, and to figure out some solution that, you know, we can proceed in the background, fix things, and then where it shall be. And as long as that is in place, and, you know, we were capable to come over everything. Yeah. I mean, I don't come that kind of fail in my mind, in my career, that we couldn't cover.
Yeah. And I think on failing fast, and being very open about it, that's also a very critical component in terms of maintaining trust. But also, as you rightly said, giving a heads up. I think we covered pretty well some of the key themes here. Maybe now looking forward, and if you look back your career and your roles and responsibilities, how that has evolved. What do you see in the future? What's going to be, of course...
To me or technology?
For you. But let's put a in business context first. So what do you see kind of in the future and any characteristics there? Because the evolution will never end.
No, never.
And something will come. And the speed of evolution is just going to increase. Yeah. So in terms of the future readiness of different types of partnerships, because partnership is not a lock-in situation. It is a continuously evolving, as is marriage. So, what do you see some of the characteristics in the future that companies like ourselves should be prepared to and getting ready for?
I mean, the strategic partnership is the must. Mm-hmm. Again, we need to know our limitations and admit those. And also for you the same thing. Yeah. And then rather than trying to try to develop the same what is already in place, we shall try to figure out the business models, how we can leverage those ones to make a business. Mm-hmm. And then there will be always some limitations. Mm-hmm. So you need to do yourself some part of the story, and it is fair. But the other part of the story, rather than spending your resources, effort, not necessarily you will even succeed because the others are far ahead, better to put your focus on this area where you are good with, which is your core competency, and leverage the strategic partnership to ensure that you are there where you shall be. And I believe the strategic partnership will grow as a power of N and also for you. Because, SIs, you don't want to sometimes do everything yourself. You need, similar than us. And, new technologies like AI is a hype. Everybody wants to do that. Yeah. But how much research, how much time, how much effort, how much money, resources, I'm breaking down now, you need to do this. You need to really think about it. Does it make sense to yourself, or let someone else do for you? Yeah. And then because they take also the problem side of the story. There are technical challenges that's ahead with these new technologies we don't even yet know. We have some assumptions, but what will be the consequences, time will show. Technology will evolve as long as human beings are around. And then sometimes we'll slow down, sometimes we'll go in a hype mode. We just need to catch up and live with that.
Absolutely. I don't know, our time is probably coming to an end. So first of all, thank you so much, Yilmaz, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Inspiring conversation as always. And let's carry on our partnership from here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do so.
How we do.